What's your child's learning style? Have you ever watched your child learning and wondered, why does this kid need to jump around and move their hands just to study? Or, wow, they just looked at a picture and understood everything? Well, this isn't just random. Each child has their own way of absorbing knowledge. And that's what we call learning styles. Understanding this will help you support your child's learning more effectively and create fun, stress-free learning experiences. Today, we're going to explore the VARK Learning Styles model, one of the most popular ways to categorize learning preferences. Are you ready? Let's dive in. What is the VARK learning style? VARK stands for 4 different learning styles based on how people prefer to receive information. Visual, learning through images, diagrams, and charts. Auditory, learning by listening to lectures, discussions, or music. Reading and writing, learning by reading books, taking notes, and making lists. Kinesthetic, learning through hands-on activities, experiments, and movement. So, which category does your child fall into? Or could they be a mix of different styles? The best way to find out is by observing how they naturally engage with new information. Let's try an example. Imagine your child is learning how to ride a bike. How would they prefer to learn? Watching a video or looking at pictures of people riding a bike? Face with monocle, visual learner. Listening to a parent or teacher explain step by step? Headphone, auditory learner. Reading instructions in a book or writing down the process? Open book, reading and writing learner. Jumping on the bike and figuring it out through trial and error? Man biking, kinesthetic learner. Which one sounds like your child? Or maybe a little bit of all? Let's explore each learning style in more detail. Visual learners. Seeing is understanding. If your child loves colors, diagrams, and remembering things by picturing them in their head, they might be a visual learner. Signs your child is a visual learner. Loves books with lots of pictures, charts, and graphs. Finds it easier to remember information when they can see it. Imagines pictures in their head when listening to a story. Pays attention to people's body language. Enjoys drawing and organizing things visually. How to support a visual learner. Use mind maps, charts, and infographics. Highlight key points in different colors. Watch educational videos instead of just reading. Use flashcards for memorization. If your child is a visual learner, try turning lessons into colorful diagrams. You might be surprised how much easier learning becomes. Auditory learners. Hearing is understanding. Some children learn best by listening. If your child loves music, remembers things they hear, and enjoys discussing topics out loud, they could be an auditory learner. Signs your child is an auditory learner. Prefers to listen to stories and lectures rather than reading. Remembers information better when it's explained aloud. Enjoys creating songs to remember things. Likes reading aloud instead of silently. Learns well from podcasts and discussions. How to support an auditory learner. Read lessons aloud or let them listen to audiobooks. Encourage them to repeat information back in their own words. Use rhymes or songs to help with memorization. Discuss lessons with them instead of just giving written tasks. Try turning study sessions into storytelling time. Your child might remember more than you expect. Reading and writing learners. Words are power. Some children prefer to read and write to learn effectively. If your child loves making lists, taking notes, and reading books, they might be a reading and writing learner. Signs your child is a reading and writing learner. Enjoys reading books and articles more than watching videos. Takes lots of notes in class. Loves making lists and writing summaries. Learns best when they can write things down. Prefers written instructions over verbal explanations. How to support a reading and writing learner. Encourage them to summarize lessons in their own words. Let them keep a learning journal. Use checklists and bullet points to break down information. Provide plenty of books and written materials. For these kids, a notebook or diary can be their best learning tool. Kinesthetic learners. Learning by doing. Finally, we have the kinesthetic learners, kids who need to touch, move, and physically experience things to learn best. If your child is always fidgeting, exploring, or building things, they probably learn by doing. Signs your child is a kinesthetic learner. Prefers hands-on activities like drawing, cooking, sports, or fixing things. Learns best by physically interacting with materials. Struggles to sit still for long periods. Enjoys role-playing or acting things out. Uses hand gestures and movement when explaining something. How to support a kinesthetic learner. Turn lessons into physical activities, acting, building, or crafting. Use real objects to explain concepts, e.g. counting with toys. Allow frequent breaks for movement during study sessions. Encourage activities like science experiments, puzzles, or interactive games. If your child is a kinesthetic learner, let them move while learning. They'll absorb information much more effectively. Why is understanding learning styles important? Knowing your child's learning style can make a huge difference in their education. But the most important thing to remember is, there is no right or wrong way to learn. Each style has its strengths, and different situations may require different approaches. Many children are multimodal learners, meaning they use a combination of learning styles depending on the subject or activity. For example, a child may prefer reading and writing for history lessons but enjoy hands-on projects for science. They might love visual learning for art but prefer listening for music lessons. By understanding these differences, you can create a learning environment that makes studying fun, engaging, and natural for your child. So, take some time to observe your child's learning habits. Are they more visual, auditory, reading and writing, or kinesthetic, or maybe a mix of all? No matter their style, the key is to make learning a joyful journey.